Every year at bluebell time, I try to take a picture of this beautiful sea of flowers, and every year I'm struck by the impossibility of capturing it, either on film or in a still photograph. The mass of bluebells always separates out somehow on the screen, and it's never as lush or as uniformly blue as when you see them in person. Perhaps that's a good thing, because they're for experiencing in real life, as my children say. And it's good to be with you. Hello, welcome to Going to Ground, and happy Easter in this continuing season. 6 weeks of Easter, not just a day or two, and that's fabulous, because it's the most wonderful season really if the church is here. It puts everything else into context, makes sense of the rest of the year. It is our celebration of resurrection, and I knew that having driven past a couple of times in the last few days, I realised the bluebells were out in the Westwoods, and so I've returned, first time literally in 2 or 3 months, to the Westwoods. And inadequate though it is, there's a little impression of the rising tide behind me. And it just so happens that I've been reading this lovely selection of Wendell Berry's essays. Spoken about Wendell Berry quite a bit on Going to Ground over the years, and he's one of my favourite authors. American farmer in Kentucky, lived in Kentucky for, well, most of his life, and in the opening essay here, A Native Hill, which was written at least 50 years ago, he's in his late 80s, 90s now, but still with us, he writes about the importance of allowing place to form us and our culture, allowing place, adapting our way of life to what is good for the land around us. And he talks about bluebells in this beautiful passage, where he is trying to explore reverence for creation and stand against certainly ways of farming, but ways of life that have attempted to live in denial of the soil we stand upon. And this is what he writes about the bluebells. One early morning last spring, I came and found the woods floor strewn with bluebells. In the cool sunlight and lacy shadows of the spring woods, the blueness of those flowers, their elegant shape, their delicate fresh scent kept me standing and looking. I found a delight in them that I cannot describe and that I will never forget. Though I had been familiar for years with most of the spring woods flowers, I had never seen these and had not known they were here. Looking at them, I felt a strange loss and sorrow that I'd never seen them before, but I was also exultant that I saw them now and that they were here. For me, in the thought of them will always be the sense of the joyful surprise with which I found them. The sense that came suddenly to me then that the world is blessed beyond my understanding, more abundantly than I will ever know. What lives are still ahead of me here to be discovered and exulted in, tomorrow or in 20 years? What wonder will be found here on the morning after my death? Though as a man I inherit great evils and the possibility of great loss and suffering, I know that my life is blessed and graced by the yearly flowering of bluebells. How perfect they are! In their presence I'm humble and joyful. If I were given all the learning and all the methods of my race, I could not make one of them, or even imagine one. Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these. It is the privilege and the labour of the apprentice of creation. I love that phrase, we're apprentices of creation. It's the privilege of the apprentice of creation to come with their imagination into the unimaginable, and with their speech into the unspeakable. Beautiful. God bless you, friends, as you go to ground.